Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
We've got some special guests with us here today. We got Shane Laughlin. We got Big Nate. We got Sam Stroud. We got Hank. We got me, Ryan. Charlie carrying the flag. And we got Jack. Today we're going to talk about what's hard. We're going to focus in on starting.
Yeah.
Basically, what's hard about getting started. I guess that's more the kind of the focus. And you know how we work. It'll go everywhere. But that's kind of going to be the beginning of it. And what's hard about when we get started and restarting, stopping, quitting things that are difficult before we ever meet our goals. So that's kind of where we want to start off this morning. And I'm going to start us off with calling a little cadence, because that is what leaders do. Listen up, fellas. C-130 rolling down the strip.
C-130 rolling down the strip.
An airborne ranger gonna take a little trip.
Airborne ranger gonna take a little trip.
Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door.
Stand up, hook up, shuffle to the door.
My knees buckle and I hit the floor.
My knees buckle and I hit the floor.
Sound up.
1, 2,
Sound up.
3, 4.
Sound up.
1, 2,
3, 4. All right, whatever. All right, so that's just to get us fired up. That's kind of like a pre-start, right? What do you do when you first get up? What do you do to get yourself motivated to get going? If you ever see a NASCAR race where they cross the start line, they cross the start line at 100 miles an hour.
400 times.
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of what leaders do, or what you need to do in your life in order to be ready each day. You got to get that rolling start. You got to pre-start before you get things started, to just show up strong. Show up for those around you. And that's kind of where I want to start us off this morning. And whoever wants to jump in.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this for many years, up until recent. I'd go to the gym maybe for a week, maybe for a month. A month would be a long time. And then I would take a couple months off. And obviously I wasn't seeing much gains because I was never consistent with it. And I was talking to my friend once at the gym. He's like, well, you just gotta find why you're here. Why are you here? And I was like, oh, that's a good question. And I never found it until recently. We go to the gym at night now, and I saw Charlie and Sam going to the gym, and I would just sit on the couch, watch TV at night. And I wanted to change that. So now my why is because I'm bored at night and I just want to do something.
Yeah.
So it's as simple as that, but it keeps me consistent and keeps me going to the gym.
When I think a lot of people, and me included, get stuck in that 0 to 1 mile of life.
Yeah.
Right? We want to have we have goals that we want to achieve, whether it's financial, exercise goals, relationship goals, religious goals, spiritual goals, and we never really bust through the difficult times, right? We're always in the 0 to 1 mile range, where that is so hard. You're sore.
Yeah.
Seems like you're sore all the time because you haven't used those muscles if you're talking about exercise. And it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's strange. It's not something you're used to. And I think there's some guy in this group mentioned he played soccer back when he was a young man, and then he jumped back into it recently.
Weird. I have muscles that hurt that I didn't know existed.
And this guy's in shape.
I think when you think about hard, what metric are you using to gauge what's hard? And I think it's usually mentally. I mean, you guys can attest who went to Ranger School, like, it's not physically demanding. It's just a mental game.
Yeah.
So like, the more you play mental gymnastics in your own head, you're gonna sit and just ponder. You're never gonna be able to self-start. So it starts with like some self-accountability. And I think really with hard, it's like, well, what makes it hard? The fact that you don't want to do it, you don't have a goal. So I'm a pretty big goal setter. So, you know, do I want to wake up at 5 a.m. and cold plunge and then go pound 10 miles on pavement? No, I don't want to, but I already set the goal. So I've got some internal motivations. Like you said, Hank, talking about the gym, like what's your reason for it?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think when people talk about life is hard, well, why? What are you doing to fix it?
Yeah, there's a lot of
What's your
wondering, like, aimlessly, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think a lot of us want to focus on, gosh, I just want to be at mile 8.
Yeah.
I just want to be that ripped, cut up, fit guy. But from getting from 0 to that point in life, it's just like, you know, we started this video off with a cadence, with calling cadence, a military cadence. One of the first things that you're introduced to in the military is exactly that. They come out, they start singing about an airborne ranger. What the heck is that? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's about 1.2% of the people in the Army.
Morning.
Morning.
I might not be completely accurate on that, but
Probably less.
Oh, I'm sure it's
possibly less than that.
Because what did they say? Like 1% actually sees combat, and 1% of that's like special ops.
For sure.
So I guess I break that down more to just the Ranger tab, not necessarily the guys in.
Yeah, but even that's very small.
Yeah.
like,
About 5%.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking you're more like well below 5% into, you know, very small. At any rate, you start out singing about mile 8, mile at the end of the marathon. Like, what are we even talking about?
I mean, reference, you know how like in the military they say like your 50-meter target?
Yeah.
Like you can't overshoot your horizon. So when we look forward and see this hill, I don't know what's on the other side. Just focus on the hill.
Yeah,
Don't focus on the other side. But when you set goals, you got to understand, like, to get to A to B, it's not just like instant. There's sub-tasks you got to do. So you just got to be deliberate. But I mean, going back to what's hard, you know, if everything's going to be hard, what are you doing it for?
yeah,
Like, you want to build some resilience, you want to kind of get battle hardened, like, you got to do hard things in life. No one said life is easy.
yeah.
Well, shouldn't we challenge ourselves every day?
Should.
You know, I know somebody that says that every single day you should do something out of your comfort zone. You know, so no matter how resilient you get, shouldn't you always push yourself to break ground in one aspect of your life or another?
I think so.
Yeah, it's almost like your baseline falls. You become comfortable being uncomfortable in that area. So it's like you got to push it even further.
Right.
It's kind of like, so it's a challenge to figure out what's next. It's like running. Does running ever get easy? It's like maybe running at a certain pace, Yeah, I think
It's
you're always
easy.
pushing the pace. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm comfortable at 7:30. I'm gonna go hit 7 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't live a champagne lifestyle on a Bud Light budget.
Yeah.
You got to put in some work.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think what happens is we think we all want those. I shouldn't say we all, because I hate to speak for other people, but most of us want those goals.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
we
think
just have a
people
hard,
They just don't want to do the work. You know?
and they'll go through spurts of motivation, and
You got to look at what you're surrounded by. Social media, you only see the goodness, a lot of envy, like I wish I had what they had.
Yeah. Right.
yeah,
So,
you're looking at them finalizing their goals and
Yeah.
hitting the max, but is it real?
I want that.
Right.
Well,
Yeah. Nine times out of 10, you see the guys running online, and they're already way faster than you will be, and
Sure.
a year and a half worth of training. But they're popular because they have a good following, or people like the way they look, whatever. Or they
Yeah.
run a sub 2 hour 30-minute.
But you see Usain Bolt, you see him every 4 years run a sub 9 second 100 meter.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't see the 3.5 years of training
Right.
that he put in for that.
And
You don't
there's
see
no
him
doubt he
complaining.
has certain talents and gifts that
Sure.
maybe we don't have, but there's no reason why we couldn't
And how crazy is that?
improve so much
Like all
more.
that training you do, you're judged off those 9 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Everyone
understand
sees.
how that's like. Oh. If I'm lucky, it's not.
That's right. That's generous.
I know. That's not a good day. I was like, Nate's not a track star. Oh no. Definitely not.
You're running track naked.
Yeah. And talk about your equipment too. You're falling short there. Hey, we were talking about what's hard, guys. Maybe I mixed up the memo.
Well, I guess I'm here to tell you that those goals, those people you see on social media, that airborne ranger, that stuff is attainable.
Sure.
I'm here to tell you, it's attainable, but you're not just gonna wake up and you're gonna be there. It's gonna take you getting on that journey and getting started. And the difficult for most of us is just getting started.
Yeah.
Because every day is a restart. You have to take a break at some point.
I guess I would counter with this question is, what gets you started every day? What's your motivation?
Yeah, that's a good question,
Yeah.
a really good question, because
For me, it's that video you sent me recently. I don't want to get assaulted by
Yeah,
someone
dude.
laying on top
Yeah.
of me, so I got to start bench.
Hit that 315 squat in that bench.
Yeah.
It's like prison rules, dude.
You never
Don't
know
ever
when you're
sleep
going to
on
need
your
to lift
belly.
the car off somebody, right? Yeah. Or that.
You know, I will say on, I guess a more logical note is when I was younger, I used to like live to work out. I used to live to like have a six pack and, just kind of my self-image. And now I'm like, I work out to live.
Yeah.
So I can be healthy for my kids. Never let them beat me in any sports. Yeah. Also good mindfulness, like just going on a good run, working out, natural stress reliever. Because doing hard things will take you one of two ways. You either become more resilient or become more callous. And usually the callous guys is because they set unrealistic goals and they just hate everybody.
Yeah.
and then that would probably fall. The callous would probably fall into the failure portion.
Sure. Oh yeah, and they
where
don't
you
learn
quit,
from it.
you give up.
Yeah. So, like people are like, well, that goal's stupid. Well, it's because you failed at it.
That's right.
And then you see the guys who are encouraging, like, hey man, go run that sub 3 hour marathon. And they might fail along the way, but they pick themselves up. So like those guys become more resilient doing hard things. Because training a whole year to not meet your goal, it's really tough.
Yeah, it sucks. Well, it's like I mentioned before, those guys that are Ironman, that do it professionally, they break their time each time, or they're really close. Those guys are great. That's their job.
Right.
What about the guy who's 250 pounds, who's pounding the pavement, trying his best to get fit for his family? He's working hard, and he is definitely not even close.
Yeah.
He's sweating on right after the swim.
That Instagram guy who's running that, they're doing the Ironman, He's
Right.
sponsored. That's his 9 to 5.
Yeah.
What makes you think as a corporate businessman that you're going to be able to dedicate training like that? So you just got to be realistic about things. You know, tailor your goals. Be realistic about it. It'll still be hard, but it's achievable.
Yeah, and you got to know, and you got to be realistic about getting started. Okay, it's about 7:15 when we got started, maybe a little later. But my day didn't start at 7:15. I woke up at 4:30. Not on purpose, it just happened.
Sure.
And actually, that's sleeping in for me. Most days I'm up at 1, 3:30, all through the night.
I'm like that too.
It's because you got PTSD like the rest of us in here. But anyway, when does your day start? It's like you have to do a pre-start. It's like the old antique car. You got to go out and crank it up. Get that thing cranking. You can't just.
Your day's like a crock pot. You got to start off slow.
That's right. A
Then
slow
you just stay
cooker.
cooking, you know?
I always
Yeah.
crank it on high and everything gets burned. I don't
There you go.
understand.
Yeah,
Crank it on low, covered in barbecue sauce, and
that's
that's
right.
a good life motto.
Leave some spit on the spoon when you taste test it. Yeah.
But that is what we want to do, Nate. You're right. We want to go out and turn it on high, right? Like we step out of bed and we should be on high.
Right.
But we don't. That's not natural. That's not something we want to do, really.
Well, and I think that's where a lot of people falter. They think, man, I'll crush it at the gym. Today I'll go all out. One of my first days working out, I'm gonna gain so much muscle. And then, man, next 3 days, those are tough.
They're like a 40-year-old guy coming back from a soccer game.
Right.
38. I'm almost there.
I'm talking about somebody completely different than you.
A different Shane. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that you know, that point is great. It's like everyone wants to be, like you said before, everyone wants to be at that mile 8. Man, it takes so much time. But once you get moving, and once you get in a groove, it becomes easier. Not necessarily that it's easier. You're just able to do it a little better, and you're not dying while you're doing it.
Yeah, you establish that consistency, and that's what you can attach onto, the consistent
Yes. The mental
successes.
fortitude.
Okay, so you guys remember rap week, right? At Ranger School?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did it twice because I went to school twice. And I just remember telling myself the second time I went, this is going to be really hard. And then I got on Malvesti and I realized it's not as hard as I thought it was. I was playing games in my own head.
Yeah, it's
I'm
kind
like,
of
I've done
fun.
this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, like why am I nervous about this? Why am I
Yeah.
getting anxiety about it? Why am I labeling it hard?
Yeah.
It's just like, man, you're another roadblock to my goal. So I try to take emotion out of it.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, I got to get this done. You just put your head down and grind.
Like when I was a pre-ranger instructor, I had guys always coming up asking questions, you know, like
Sure.
they knew they were about to go. So, and they'd always ask about mountains and Florida. And it's like, man, focus on your 50-meter target,
Yeah.
like you talked about earlier.
You'll never see that if you don't pass this.
Yeah, like, let's be honest, man. Like, we'd send 20 guys down. Maybe one would make it through rap week. Like,
It's like playing Monopoly with my daughter. How do I put a hotel on this property? Well, get the property first. You know?
yeah.
That's right.
You teach them lessons at 10 years old, they figure it out eventually. But it's got to start young. It's kind of like that thing I tell, you know, when I was in a leadership role, I used to tell guys, like, you can't teach work ethic. You can't teach mental fortitude. You got to experience it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got to basically earn it, right?
Yeah, sure.
And
It's like a rite of passage to becoming a man.
Yeah.
and that mile 8, that mile 26 of a marathon, that's attainable.
Yeah.
You can do it, but you can't focus on it every day. You need to focus on step 1.
You know how many copies of a Couch to 5K like training plans they've sold? Like over 150,000.
Oh, I see it all the time
Yeah.
now. It's like, I'm not on the couch anymore. Gosh.
So what makes you think you can't obtain that mile 8, right? You got to start somewhere though.
That's right.
Yeah.
Somewhere small.
Yeah, and I think that's even like with business goals or, you know, work goals. You know, we think about that, we say somebody has all this money and we want to be, or we think they do, we want to be successful like that person. Say, well, what that takes is you, being an entrepreneur like that person, you head down that path, you give it a try, you come to half mile point in that journey, things get rough. Things get real rough because the motivation dies down, you start seeing the hardship, and then you start questioning yourself.
You realize how hard it is, though, to obtain a goal by yourself?
It's hard.
Because it's easy to tell yourself to quit.
Yeah.
That's why accountability and fellowship is important. So if I tell Sam, hey, my goal is to bust that 3 hour, and he sees me at Waffle House at midnight, like, hey, dude, put the fork down.
Well, hey, you could be carving up.
As long as it's 48 hours prior. But, you know, like, just having accountability from others helps.
Well,
Because-
and not just him saying put the fork down, it's you seeing him and you think, man, I'm kind of embarrassed.
Yeah, some self-accountability.
Yeah, I should probably put this fork down.
I think we talked about it when we did my first interview was, you know, in Ranger School, we said, hey, we'll quit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That wasn't just me saying that. That was like my whole team.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey guys, let's quit tomorrow. Let's wake up every day and say we'll quit tomorrow. Because honestly, if I was by myself in those woods, I'd have quit day one.
Oh, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
And even running, like, when no one's watching, it's like, well, I could start walking right now, no one would know.
Sure.
I mean, Strava holds you accountable.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You can always pause that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
change it on the
manual
computer.
entry.
My
Well,
watch
that's
took
a couple
crap,
miles off.
so I haven't been on it recently.
My watch.
I'll tag you guys on this one.
I'll try and get it back going, but I may need my comms guy to check it.
Yeah.
The thing about like accountability, it's like a lot of people, they jump right to jealousy and they're like, oh, this freaking guy here, like,
Yeah.
and it's like a bad thing, right?
But could that be because they can't see themselves doing that?
Sure.
That's what I always.
Yeah.
Envy's a dangerous emotion.
Yeah.
I mean, it really only hurts you. Like,
Well, look what, I mean, I won't go down this rabbit hole, but like envy and jealousy, all the murder, homicides, you know,
Yeah.
like deception, people trying to get you for money. They just want something that they think is tangible. And it is if you put in the work. Like it's achievable. But everyone wants to take a shortcut.
yeah, everyone wants abs, but they can't quit pizza.
Yeah.
6-minute abs, come on.
That's why you eat Wendy's burgers, because they're square, they don't cut corners, you know what I mean? Stay loyal.
No, but that's a reality of life, unfortunately, where you have the people getting robbed because they want the quick fix of money, financial gain.
Yeah, quick
Or-
hits.
That jealousy gets them and they want that person for themselves, and if they can't have them, nobody will.
Well, that's why the algorithm of social media, right? It's decreased our attention span.
Oh.
It's increased our desire to want. But also, it's just like that quick dopamine hit, like, man, I can do this. I can do this. It's like, no, you can't. You haven't even set a goal.
Yeah.
You don't even know what you want or how to get there. And your $50,000 a year job is not going to let you live like Dan Blazarian. Like, it's just not going to happen.
And do we really know how Dan Bilzerian got his money to start?
Yeah, mom and dad.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I think Dad had a little shady stuff going on, but again,
He's good at poker, I think.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
put that money in a trust.
He's
and-
good at, imitating Navy SEAls that he
Yeah,
never
he
was.
is.
That's right.
Big washout on TV.
Yeah.
But he did star in Lone Survivor, though.
Yeah.
He was on the helicopter that crashed. So, like his career.
Did you see him at the Las Vegas shooting? He
Oh, yeah.
went up to the cops and was like, I was a Navy SEAL, give me a gun.
They're like, no, you
I
weren't.
was like, dude, are you crazy? Why would you give? It doesn't matter what your background is. No one's gonna give you a gun.
Yeah.
That's what you
that's
gotta
also
always
like-
have.
Yeah.
You talk about the gym goals, Hank. Like, that's why guys do like so many steroids, right? It's just that temporary fix.
Yeah. It's
But
like
the-
you want to look big, but you want to have a heart attack at 40 and
Sure.
die.
Yeah, it's a trade-off.
It's a trade-off.
Look at Ronnie Coleman now.
Poor
That
guy.
dude could barely stand.
Yeah.
But all he cares, it is crazy. He's like, I just wish I could hit 800 for
That's it.
one more time.
He's a sweetheart.
I
too.
admire
that guy.
He's such a sweetheart. A good-hearted guy.
I mean, he knew what he was getting into. I
Sure.
guess.
Yeah.
But see, that's another point too. It's like you have to understand what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
It's a level of commitment. This isn't when things don't go your way, you back out.
Yeah.
Before you make that goal to climb that mountain, you got to learn the route,
Yeah.
learn how to even get there, right?
Yeah, and understand that goal.
Yeah.
Like, is this really what I want? Do I know what I'm getting involved with here is this, and understand that goal, and then start taking those steps toward it. And maybe that goal that you thought you had wasn't quite, maybe it was too much.
Sure.
And you want to back that down a little bit.
That's okay to scale back.
And
It's achievable.
yeah, so you make adjustments and create something that's a little more attainable in life. And then you can work toward that. Instead of just quitting. Nate, you mentioned this the other day, that most of us come out and we're in a constant, I mean, you didn't quite say it exactly this way, but you're like in a constant state of starting, stopping, quitting. You know, you just have to get on a goal that you're going to start on that is attainable.
Right, but doesn't, you know, kind of like what we spoke before about social media, it creates this unrealistic expectation, you know?
False reality.
False reality that, hey, this guy can do it, he's my age. I don't see why I can't do a 10K in, you know, a month or something like that. You know, I think what people lack in is actually doing the research and say, hey, how long is this going to take me? And then listening to their body and say, okay, maybe generally it takes someone my age 3 months to get to that point. My body doesn't work that fast. It's going to take me a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of motivation out there. And motivation's a double-edged sword. It's like, well, yeah, you can go get motivated. And you can get so motivated you can run the 10K right off the couch, right? But what's after that? You're probably back on the couch.
Yeah, resting your legs for a week and probably getting out of it to where you're not going to get back in it for a while.
Right, you start back at zero.
So, I mean, would you guys say that just to get started, you need some kind of motivation?
Yeah,
Just to get out of bed?
and I think too, we kind of touched on it without explicitly saying it. People. You need people to push you too.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning.
You know, if you have people that hold you accountable, that goes a long way.
You absolutely need some sort of motivation
Yeah.
to get started.
I guess relying solely on motivation is maybe what I'm thinking is not good.
And I mentioned this in one of our runs. I don't think it was recorded, but I think of it as like a glow plug in a diesel engine, or you know, a glow plug's designed to warm that engine to get it so you can actually get started. So that's sort of the motivation, that glow plug. And that's really all motivation is. Beyond that, you have to start going with that consistency that you develop. Consistently go from mile 0 to 1 for a long time until you can move on to 0 to 2. Because every day is a restart. So you have to get comfortable with starting every day,
Which is uncomfortable.
which is the worst part.
And then along with the point earlier, once you are starting, you got to be uncomfortable with being uncomfortable in a constant state, or at least to some degree. You know, to push yourself every day, get that extra half mile in, or push that pace an extra 30 seconds faster.
Yeah, because with the consistency, comfort is developed. So like we could run 8 miles every day. Oh yeah, we're comfortable running 8 miles. But running 12 miles, we might be like, oh my gosh, that's too far. We're not ready for that. Because we built that comfort up, so we need to push ourselves and do
it's
the
like-
uncomfortable things.
Yeah, and it's like Shane said, you know, in rap week, when he had to go through it the second time, it was like, well, I've been here. It's like, if you've been there and you're like, the first time I was here, I freaked myself out. But now I'm at mile 1, I've been here, no big deal.
Yeah.
You then get to mile 2, you're like, okay, this is new, I'm a little nervous. But the next time you hit mile 2, it's easier.
You know, I think you got to be comfortable diving into the unknown. No one likes uncertainty.
That's right.
You always want to know the outcome. Like, what's in it for me? What's it look like ahead?
What's that guarantee? I'm
Yeah.
gonna get?
Well, sorry, buddy. Your life doesn't work like that.
Well,
Yeah.
it can if you're want to stay safe. Yeah. Like we
Yeah.
talked about before, being a 9 to 5er, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you're your own businessman, own your own business, you have to always be out of that comfort zone.
Sure.
Making that first step is huge.
How risk adverse are you willing to be?
Right. And not to say there's anything wrong with being a 9 to 5.
No, not at all. What is wrong with it is if you're unhappy being that 9 to 5er.
Sure.
Your happiness, your goals, what you truly want in life is paramount. That's what you need to focus on. Then focus on the steps to get there. Specifically, step 1, getting started.
Okay, I have to ask you. In the last 10 years, what's the hardest thing you've done?
For me,
Yeah.
well, I've been through a divorce, very difficult. I've been through disastrous financial situations in my businesses, very difficult.
Yep.
His life sucks, Shane.
Yeah, to be honest, everything in my life is horrible.
10 years to put you to 26.
But you're still here.
That's right.
Yeah.
You are here. All of us are here today. And we're not crying about our problems that we've dealt with.
Not in public.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with crying. Just don't cry around me.
That's right.
No, but
Drink water so you don't dehydrate.
life's hard.
Yeah.
Life is hard. And what you take away from each hard situation, challenge, problem, obstacle is the good that it provided for you.
Sure.
Don't carry that negativity of the failure that you had from it.
I've got 4.
Yeah.
You guys want to
Yeah.
keep going?
Oh, we'll just run the rest of the way. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure. Oh, are you looping it?
Yeah, is that all right? Yeah.
Heck yeah. I love that hill.
If we could just run that hill, the problem is you got to get to the top and then come back down. I hate the down part.
It's so easy.
If life was just a constant uphill, wait, it is.
It's for dad anyway.
Yeah. But I think also, as time goes on, you have to realize what your role is in a group too.
Sure. Yeah.
And as weird as this is, as odd as you may think it seems, it's not till recently that I've really realized that I need to always be the leader.
Sure.
I need to be that guy. I need to be the guy that is the glow plug
Yeah.
in everybody around me's life. Whether they need it or not, maybe they don't. But that's kind of what the role that I feel I need to do.
Sure.
And beyond that, once I get them started, then I can kind of let them take the lead. And I can step away, let them continue doing what they're doing if I need to.
Sure.
If I want to hang out with them and run the full 8. I did have there's a coffee shop up here I was going to hang out at if you guys don't mind circling back and getting me. No, but I've kind of identified my role as that. And if you want to go back on what's kind of been the hardest in since the 90s, for me, to be honest, was leaving home. I mean, that's simple.
Sure.
Leaving home, missing my mommy, cutting the tie, going to basic training. I felt like I just wanted to cry all the time. And the other weird thing is, one of the reasons I joined the Army is I grew up having a fear of snakes. And I got that from my mom, which I don't fault her for that. She's one of the most wonderful people in the world. But I wanted to lose that fear.
Sure.
And what I realized was, you don't ever lose fear if you're sane. It's there. You just control it.
Right.
And it's just like with snakes. I don't like to be surprised by snakes, but if I know where they are, I can work with them.
You know where to look.
Yeah, because they're there They have a job to do.
Sure.
They take care of the mice. They're just there to live.
They wake you up,
Yeah.
get your heart rate going.
Yeah.
Florida phase is probably rough for you.
Well, by the time I got to the ranger school, I kind of had already realized that fear is not something that I'm gonna just get rid of in my
Yeah.
life. And I knew there was a swamp phase in Florida. So, yeah, you asked earlier about if I knew about Rap Week. I've heard of it.
Sure.
My day, that was before me.
Yeah.
They just looked at me and they knew I was ready to go.
How did they do it?
They said, look at you. Look at this guy. He can do 5 push-ups.
You did all the things, Ryan. You answered all the questions.
Man, when you sang that cadence, you sounded good. So let's get you out there.
You got a pulse in your breathing, you're going to school.
That's right.
You know, you mentioned like setting your family up for success, you know, like being involved. I think that's my biggest fear is like when I do have to cut ties, you know, they're adults. It's like, did I set them up for success?
That's right.
Did I protect them from the evils of the world and like, you know, train them right? So like that's my motivation, like being a good example. Don't go, you know, bored eat. Don't sulk and sit in your depressed feelings because those are temporary. I'm not saying you can't feel a certain way, but you're not supposed to sit in it. So just like, you know, making sure I set my kids up for success. And I'm not talking just monetarily, like financially, like generational wealth. I feel like the generational wealth is like your overall well-being. Not something tangible, because when you die and you're 6 feet under, you can't take your possessions with you.
That's right.
There's no U-Haul truck at the graveyard.
Yeah, and what you need to do, the last thing you want to focus on with your kids is making sure they have money.
Sure.
The first thing you want to focus on is making sure they have the skills to deal with the folks around them. In my case now, and I know in Shayne's case, he has 2 daughters, right?
Yeah, been a
I have 2 daughters.
7-month-old son.
Yeah, but I feel like I see people women that get involved with men that are just really bad people. And that's like my worst fear.
But it feels good at the time.
Yeah.
But not everything that feels good in the moment is good for you.
That's right. But I think if we can take the time to be that individual, that dad or
Sure.
that father figure, that person, to like say to your wife how you should treat her. And maybe they see that. You hope they do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to be a parent.
Oh, sure. It's rewarding, but also it's tough. It's also one of those lines, it's like you want what's best for your kids, but to what extent do you have to, you know, back off and give less, take less control?
Yeah.
You know, you look at the dating life. You know, when my daughter, she turns 18, goes to college, I don't get to determine her feelings for somebody. I might not like the little pecker.
That's right.
He might not be worth a damn to me.
Yeah.
You know, but if he's good to her, he's faithful and loyal, which are things I don't get to see every day, you know. You just got to trust that you've raised your kids to discern that and make sure that they can see through, you know, any kind of wool that's trying to be pulled over you.
Yeah. Like with.
Because deception's easy.
Yes.
I could tell you all day that I did XYZ in my career,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Then I come to find out I was just an admin guy who messed up your leaf packet.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
And no offense to those guys if you're listening.
Yeah, we need admin. Don't
Little
get me
offense,
wrong.
but not a lot.
Lives admin.
Yeah, that's right.
But
We love her.
you know, it's just deception is everywhere. Like people can watch this and think that, you know, we're all ultra marathon runners with
Well, we are at a 6:30 pace.
with $1 million in our pocket because we're running on a Friday morning, not working.
Yeah.
But like,
The truth is, we're slackers. We
Sure.
don't work.
yeah, I'm taking some time off.
Yeah, it's funny
I'm
you
going
say
in
that.
late.
The other day I drove past the golf course on a Wednesday at 1. It was packed full.
Switch me.
And I was like, so does that mean they're very successful? Or is like they're unemployed, like
We call it fun employed, you know?
lazy guys?
Yeah. And I'd say there's probably a mix.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's a mix in there. A lot of retirees,
I can't tell you how many times I've played golf with a guy on a work call with a headphone in. Hey guys, keep it down, I'm on a call.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that drive.
Yeah. Where you at? At home watching TV.
Yeah.
It's like that guy who does Zoom calls, like in the boxing ring. You ever seen that guy? There's a lot of funny videos
You
like
good?
that. I think it's the big butt cheek guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, I think, you mentioned deception, and I think that probably about 90, probably into the 90 percentage-wise, the things you see on TV, on social media, things you see in the world are inaccurate.
Yeah, they're not real.
deceptive. They're gonna push out there.
Well, what do they label it? Reality TV.
Right.
It's not reality.
It's not reality. And you think about even regular TV, that's all scripted.
Sure.
They're actors. Think about commercials. They're all actors. That's all scripted. What we're trying to do here is basically start with a topic and go from there and come up with some authentic truth. We're not going to set up a camera 10 feet down there and run with perfect form or whatever the perfect form is, then come back and shut the camera off, put some words on the screen and make you think we just ran 8 miles. Some people actually do that. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to do it. And that's what I want you guys to think about. Make sure you get started. Don't fake it. Know that it's difficult.
You can edit out the farts sometimes.
Yeah.
Like
We
Not
do
the wet
edit out
ones.
some body functions, but we really try to be real with you. And 3 of us have been to Army Ranger School. And you know what? All 3 of us have fear. All 3 of us have some insecurities. And that's hard to talk about, especially in the military.
Sure.
When you're in the military. But that is why you have a team around you. Shane's, sometimes you'll see Shane running in the dark. And I'm like,
Nice headlamp runs with me and all my friends.
I used to do that when I was young. I get a little scared anymore.
Oh man, when you look off in the distance and just see the glowing eyes.
Yeah.
I'm like, come and get it, big boy.
Yeah.
the fastest I've ever ran was probably around this trail. I started right at sunset. Hey man, I was sprinting through these woods up here.
Right up here is like my 5-mile mark
So scared.
when I run, and there's this open path before the creek here on the left.
Yeah.
And dude, I just saw eyes everywhere. I'm like, turn the music up and just run.
Hopefully they're deer, not a pack of coyotes.
If I get eaten alive, at least it's the worship music.
We'll slow it down a little bit. Is
Yeah.
that Big Nate? We're pushing Big Nate. And that's good.
Yep.
Come on, Nate, we're gonna slow it down a little for you. We're here to challenge everybody.
Yeah, but that's when I came up with the idea that anything I hear in the woods is probably a bunny or a squirrel.
But the truth is, it's a coyote eating a bunny
okay.
or a squirrel.
Unless you're hunting, you don't want the bunny and the squirrel.
You do any hunting, Shane,
I used to.
anymore? Yeah, I do too.
I gotta find some time.
When I was a kid, I used to. I enjoyed it, but
Oh, my dad never took me because I couldn't shut up. Yeah.
I tell you, never shutting up. I mean, that's what's one thing that's great about kids, man. They're just excited.
Yeah.
What about fishing? Did you ever tell your kids to be quiet to scare the fish? Yeah. That's my dad. What a wives' tale. Will you shut up? You're gonna scare the fish away. Just sit in silence for 12 hours at Lake Monroe.
And all he really wants is peace and
That's
quiet.
it.
It's not the fish, it's dad.
You realize later on that fish can't even hear.
Yeah.
They don't have ears.
All your vibrations will touch the water. Oh, really?
So that's why fishermen have the 250 horsepower
Yeah.
power motor on it.
That's right.
Me and the boys used to go down the whitewater quite a bit when they were little.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, gosh, Hank was probably, when we first started,
3, right?
Gosh,
Because
he
he'd fall
was-
asleep in the boat.
he might have been even younger than that. But, we would take we would take a John boat so there'd be more room for the boys.
Sure.
And we also, I think we might have had a kayak, but anyway, we would, about halfway down the river, Hank would fall asleep. We'd put him in the back of the John boat. It was great.
I mean, I still think about that camping trip we did. It's like, that was some of the best memories we created. Do stuff with your kids, guys.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you remember that for so
Yeah.
long. I remember waking up in the morning.
Well, I think we get caught up in work's the most important thing in our life. We got to make money, I get that, but it's not. You got to find a way in your head to understand that work is like the least, I mean, like your source of income, where you make your money. Obviously, you got to make enough to be able to live,
Sure.
but you have to be there for your kids and help develop them.
The big thing about giving your kids what they need, not what they want, too.
Yes.
You know, it's a tricky line as a divorced parent.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Just because, like, I've always been the fun dad.
Yeah.
So we just crushed Dave and Buster's. But now that I'm retired from the Army and, you know, back home, like, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
So sometimes they're like, I'm bored. I'm like, that's not my problem.
Yeah.
Use your imagination, right?
Yeah.
Because before the I'm bored, all right, get in the car, let's go to Dave and Buster's. Because I'm only here for 72 hours. So, yeah, you know, quality time. You mentioned fishing at Whitewater. I'll bring my daughters out here to the lake. And one fishes and one plays on my phone because she doesn't like touching fish.
Yeah.
So I've got a good photographer for, you know, my close-up view of my smallmouth bass.
Yeah.
That looks like it's a 5-pounder. And then my other kid just loves to cast. So it's a healthy balance, right?
Yeah.
All kids are different.
Well,
why
I
you
think
gotta-
just you taking them with you.
Oh, yeah.
You bringing them with you gives them that experience. And you know what? Even the one playing on the phone, she's picking things up.
Sure. Oh, yeah. They're very
Kids are
observant.
smart, dude.
Just
They're so smart.
Just being present, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Kids are so smart. They want to be you. You know?
Yeah. You know, as a father, you want your kids to be better than you. I remember when I used to yell at my dad. We get in an argument, which it was more like a yell and run because he's bigger than me. I'm like, I'm gonna be better than you one day. And his response was, I hope so.
Guys, we do have to pay attention for
Yeah,
shit.
be careful.
Stuff falling down. Because it's really
That's a
wooded up
heck
here.
of a wind. Yeah, really.
These are good skydiving winds. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It's like when you're jumping, they're like 20 knots. Like, no way.
Yeah.
For free fall, it's not bad. Static line, no way.
See, Shane's the real airborne guy.
Wow.
Sam and I are just 5 jump chumps.
I was the overpaid airborne guy.
Yeah.
They say there's other things than static line. They had a guy strapped to their back.
Yeah.
Guys and dogs and
I've never done a tandem jump. I did solo right out the gate.
yeah.
So I don't know what it's like to have a dude strapped to my back. It's also one of those I never wanted to do tandem. And not to scare anyone who's listening, but
Sorry.
I thought that was Nate coming up the side. Dang on, Nate, you're hustling.
but it's more of like if I eat it and something happens, I don't want to die with someone.
Right?
You know, so like I got my instructor rating to teach, you know, solo skydiver, but never wanted to do tandem,
Yeah.
and I still don't. But my wife now will not let me jump anymore, so I'm grounded, literally.
Which, that's not the worst thing, you
No.
know?
It was like, do I get to buy guns or buy more skydiving here? She said, well, I'll give you one choice. You're not going to be in the sky.
Well, if you ever need a range, the boys have a heck of a range set
Yeah,
up
we
at our
built
house.
one with some steel target.
Oh,
farm.
jeez.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I mean, a really good range.
Well, I've got a whole closet full of toys.
Yeah.
I'd love to bring them out.
There's somebody else in this group that does too.
Yeah.
Not me. I don't think I owned a gun till these guys were old. I mean, it's weird. Like,
Sure.
you know, go to
Shotgun.
Ranger school, deal with guns, do all that stuff. But got out of the Army, never. I take that back. I did buy a 9mm right out. I did have a couple guns, but I got rid of them all. Sold that stainless steel Beretta to a cop friend of mine, and I think last time I talked to him, he still has it to this day.
Nice.
But with guns, unless you're like a trader in guns, you kind of like to hang on to those things forever.
I flipped a couple in my day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like your family, you can't get rid of them.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's
Maybe
true.
keep coming back. A gun builder guy, Shane. You ever dabble
I say I used to.
in the barracks?
I thought about it. Yeah, in the barracks. Underneath my mattress is just plywood and all gun parts. Separate story, but I had a buddy who actually got removed from the special ops unit I was in for building guns overseas, using like op funds. They just smuggle them home and sell them.
Oh my gosh.
But just takes one person to get caught for you to not ever do it.
Yeah. One bad apple to ruin the bunch.
That's right.
Or at least turn it.
Or just learn your lesson.
Yeah, give
right?
everybody a good lesson.
Give me a discount at least.
And yeah, right when you were thinking, oh man, that's a great idea, he gets busted, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, that's a stupid idea. Thank God.
You know
he
what?
got-
What's crazy is that his wife is actually an Olympic shooter. She was the air rifle.
Yeah.
So
A biathlon? Or no, just
I'm unsure, but I know that she was like an Olympic athlete.
Yeah.
And he competed in Best Ranger with me. He wasn't on my team, but he was in the Ranger Regiment at the time. But he got the Jared Van Alst Award for the shooting.
Which is, okay,
That's
for the
a shooting competition.
Okay.
I mean, even when he went through OTC, just a phenomenal shooter. And it's like, so all the sponsorships you probably already have, you couldn't just leverage that.
Yeah.
That's like where the greed comes in, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what's enough?
Well, but it's like that Olympic athlete guy that just got busted on them cocaine charges, right? The trafficking.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Brian.
Brian, somebody.
Look at Larry Vickers. I don't know if you're familiar with Larry Vickers, but he's a former Delta operator who actually implemented the HK 416s,
Okay.
the guns. And now he's not allowed to own any guns. Actually, the ATF, they raided his home and took like all 300 plus of his guns. And he's a big time trainer. But he went on Sean Ryan's podcast. It's like, I got greedy. He was trying to find ways to like embezzle and import, legal firearms. And it's just like, hey man, when's enough, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a great lesson for all of us. It's like, okay.
But he owned it. Like that's a big
Yeah,
thing too.
that is
like,
good.
But it also goes back to cheater never feels bad till they get caught.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
like, did you feel bad before?
Yeah.
Was there any conviction? Probably not.
It's nice when you learn those lessons before it's too late. I mean, obviously he learned them, but he got busted. But it would have been nice for him to say, you know what? I'm getting greedy here. This is not how I should be.
Yeah.
It's gluttony. It's like,
Yeah, of course.
it's bad.
Before we hit this hill, the lesson I learned, when I got divorced, like my ex-wife, there was no infidelity. It was just I wasn't present. The Ranger Regiment came before my family.
Yeah.
So lessons learned with my marriage now, it's like, why do I get up at 5? So I could get started for the day, help my wife out in the mornings, whether it's cooking breakfast, getting up with the kid first, like putting them first before I put myself first.
Yeah.
Because this, like working out in the mornings is just like what I need.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, I've got to get up and help out where I can. So that way I'm not repeating a bad habit of like putting myself before everyone else.
Yeah, and then you get your mental therapy or physical therapy, whatever it is.
And once waking up at 5 to help your family, right?
That's right.
That's what you're called to do as a man.
That's right. One of my sayings is, we're all going to be sleeping at some point in our life.
Yeah.
Why waste time
Whether it's 6 hours or forever.
sleeping? Yeah, and you do need rest. You do need your time for your body to recover. But think about that when it comes to sleep. We're only here for a certain amount of time.
Sure.
And you never know. One of these trees could blow out and kill me right now.
Nah, we'll catch it.
Hope that doesn't happen.
Hey, good morning.
But that is why we run in a group, so guys like that will help me.
Yeah.
You stay in a team. You
can't run with life alert,
That's right.
Yeah. And then we're going to save you with your paddle thing there on the chest.
And there's no way I could carry the camera, carry the 2 flags.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably talk to myself for 8 miles.
You'd need like a belt with some crazy flag holders.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it before, like doing life by yourself is dangerous. You know, like you see I think we talked about like the mountain men, you know, like this TV show where they're out in the wilderness.
Alone, have you seen that?
Yeah.
Gosh.
It's like, that's just not how you do life.
Yeah.
Maybe for your 40 days in the woods for a challenge. But like we said, we call that reality TV. It's not real.
There's no way I could do that. I mean, I tell you right now, I would quit just because I know what laid ahead.
As long as there's a blur, I could do Naked and Afraid. I would crush that. I see these people get on there and start complaining. I'm like, dude,
You just lay there in the car for 21 days.
Take a little nap for 21 days. Find some murky water, poop out your butt.
You know the worst part about that is not wearing shoes in some of them environments where you're stepping on thorns and everything.
Yeah, that would be right. Yeah, but you see these guys on alone, they'll get a moose, and they can only eat so much, and then it gets rotten.
Yeah.
But if they had a tribe with them, they could all eat that moose,
We'll carry some of it.
Yeah.
I bet Shayne would establish comms and he'd be talking to his
Dude, with my
family.
MRE spoon and a wire.
Yeah.
I bet, let's do it.
He knows some crafty comm systems over there.
Yeah, how has Shayne been on alone for 180 days? He's established a village out there by
He's got
himself.
Wi-Fi out there, dude.
But he seems very mentally stable. How did this work out?
I don't know about the mental stability. There'll be stability though, because I'll be the king. Yeah.
But yeah, that would definitely be the hard part for me. I love the team aspect. I don't want to be involved in something if the team's not there to do it with me.
Well, it's also, you know, I think people think like team dynamic, like it's got to be perfect. There can be no conflict. No, there's conflict every day.
Yeah.
Because right now, if it were up to me, we'd be in a formation 2x2 with the leader on the outside,
I know.
The military mindset.
No, I mean, I think the same way. I'm like, guys, I want to have, and I watch these videos, and I'm like, guys, we got to tighten our formation. We got to do things to make it look better.
But is the juice worth the squeeze? No, we're together, right?
Right.
So if I can just swallow my pride there,
Yeah.
not seek my desire in the moment, man, we have a great time.
And it's not always about the perfection.
Yeah.
Right? I think a lot of us get caught up in this has to be perfect.
Sure.
Including me. Like, I want things to be just a certain way. Well, the problem with that is, you know, the beauty is actually in the imperfection.
Yeah.
The tough challenges, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the tough things that occur as life goes on. You can't script that. You can't really plan for that. You can, but you never know when it's going to show up.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being rigid in certain areas. I've learned that.
Have guidelines.
Like standards and discipline, be rigid on, right?
Yeah.
But, okay, we're not running 2x2. That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Little
one thing
leeway.
that's tough too is making sure most of us can get in the camera view.
Sure.
Which, you know, and we're on a bike trail, so it's like, of course, there's not many people out here right now.
We should just do 550 cord to each other, like
Yeah.
right just so everything's tied down.
Then we got to untie it to move around. But yeah, I agree. I'm kind of I like things a certain way.
Sure. Don't we all?
And when you're trying to be successful in this world, it's not always going to be that way. It's going to be go.
Yeah.
Go forward. Keep moving ahead. Make those adjustments. Try to make it better as you go. But you know, if we waited for everything to be perfect before we shot out of the gates, make sure I didn't have snot hanging off my lip and slobber coming out of my mouth, I'd never be talking to you right now.
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't be at mile 7 point whatever we're at.
We're almost at 8.
Yeah, enjoying this hill that Shayne loves.
Debatable.
And I love.
I actually love hill work. I got these tree trunks for a reason.
Yeah.
I love running hills. I think that's usually where I make up my time.
Yeah.
I did a Tough Mudder in 2012 in Wisconsin, and it was at a ski resort. And I just remember when we hit that slope, I just started passing all these weak bodies. I'm like, oh, this is great. All the guys who've dusted me 2 miles in, I'm like, nerd. And I just took off. I did the one here at Perfect North, like in 2011, when it was called the Mud Stash. and I won it. Never thought I would. It's because on that first hill, I took off. I was like, this is great. But then I heard the footsteps behind me. I'm like, oh no, you're not catching me. And then come to find out, you don't even get anything for winning. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like, we all want to win, right? We all have that desire to reach those goals and be that winner. But if it wasn't for competition and those around us, there would be nothing to win. There would be nothing. You can't. You know, yeah, you could run a race and it's only you. You're the only participant. Of course you're going to be in first.
Yeah.
But you're also going to be in last. So you got to be grateful for those around you
I agree.
that push you to make you better and make you tougher.
You know, when I competed in Best Ranger in 2016, even though my partner and I didn't finish, it's really taught me just to like push to another level. Like that amount of failure, one, taught me how to like, one, work out, listen to my body, mental like toughness, not sulking in like, you know, my sorrows because we didn't make it. But it was just like, you know what? If I could do this and just make the team and compete with the top 50 dudes in the military, I'm like, what can I not do?
Right.
So it's like I said, it's mental, it's not physical.
Yeah, and those are the lessons you need to take with you.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. And you are at a whole nother, that puts you mentally at a whole nother level in your mind. Like, I've done this before.
Sure.
I've done, you know, you've done an ultra before. You know, once you hit that level, you know what you're capable of.
Yeah. Well, back to that point, last year when I did the JFK, I just remember telling my wife, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be really moody after the run. I'm not gonna be very pleasant to be around. I've done this before. I'm just laying the groundwork here.
Yeah.
The foundation, it's there. And boy, was I right.
You don't want to go get Nate.
Okay. So, yeah, I think that's one thing. Once you've reached that point in your life, you've leveled up, you know what you're capable of.
Yeah.
At least to that point, you know you can do that.
It's also encouraging, like, you know, when like some of my subordinates wanted to go and like go to Ranger school.
Yeah.
You know, they saw me with, I call it my Mexican deer rack, all my badges.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you can have it.
Yeah.
Just gotta work for it.
That's right.
Like, you just gotta, I think people just want to be handed an opportunity. They don't want to earn it. They're like, why would I have to earn a spot to start? Right?
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's what life is.
Yep.
It's like I tell folks, like, when we start a project at work, I'm like, thanks everyone for your hard work to get us to the starting line.
Yeah.
It's a mental thing. Like, just because we did all this work to win the contract, it's like, now we got to execute.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the starting line.
Well, and I think it goes back to the beginning when we sang Cadence. We're singing about a guy, an airborne ranger, and that's the first introduction that probably every basic trainee gets, no matter what.
Yeah.
You know, you're hearing that cadence, you're singing about that legendary person.
What about the mama and papa laying in bed? Mama rolled over, this is what she said.
Yeah.
Go give me some.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. There's so many great cadences.
Wow, we get canceled for that now.
Yeah.
They're like, why can't grandpa and grandpa lay in bed? Well, it's because that's not real.
Man, I think probably 90% of the cadences that I've looked at, it's like, oh, you really can't sing that anymore.
Sure can't. Yeah, we had this thing in Ranger Regiment, like, we never called cadence. And if we did, it was the alphabet. It's just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just to kind of play with everybody.
Well, I think in Ranger Regiment too,
there's like a different level of discipline.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to tell guys to get in step.
Yeah.
It's in our Blue Book standard that when you march in groups of 3 or more, you'll be side by side in formation and someone will be in charge.
Yeah.
Even if you're walking a chow.
Yeah.
So, just different levels of discipline.
Yeah.
Like, they don't do anything special there. The difference is they just perfect the standards. the 10 level tasks, they're just perfectionists of those.
Yeah, well, that's because they're at a different level. They've leveled up, right? I mean,
Well, and we can beat each other.
it's
no, I'm
like,
kidding.
who are they going to sing about calling cadence? They're going to sing about themselves jumping out of an airplane? We're going to jump out of an airplane today.
Yeah,
They're not singing about a legendary,
for 150 a month.
yeah, they're not singing about a legendary person. They are the legendary person.
Yeah.
Or, they are the standard. So then,
That comes with a lot of weight, though. When you're labeled a standard, you got to live it out.
well, yeah, and that comes with a lot of emptiness inside sometimes too, right? Like,
Yeah, well, I think a lot of guys, they walk around prideful. Like, you got to be a good ambassador to this organization, like what you stand for. It's like if you claim to be a devoted father, hard worker, you can't sit on your couch, eat Cheetos, criticize everybody, and just point the finger and tell everybody to do your work.
yeah,
And then just be an absent father, like, that's just being a hypocrite. You're not being a leader. You're not setting an example. So if you want to run around with the label, you got to live up to it.
yeah. And so that's why I got to say, guys, get out of bed. We're all going to run.
Yeah.
I got to show everybody that I'm a good dad.
Yeah.
They got to believe me.
Like if you say you're in the Navy, you got to be overweight. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You got to be into your shit, man.
Yeah. You got to like the term seaman.
Well, you got to boost the morale sometimes. Man. You can get lonely on the ocean.
Yeah. 90 days at sea.
Just say those guys aren't bench pressing.
But I think we all got to remember and establish that 0 to 1 mile mark in our mind. What's it take every day for you? Because you are a constant restart. That's how it works. You sleep, you wake up, it's a restart. So you got to get comfortable with restarting every day. What's it going to take for you? Do you have to get up 2 hours early before work? Make sure you're all raring to go. Do that. Whatever it takes for you to head out and get that start.
Yeah, and in past videos, we've said it a lot, is like, motivation is BS, but after hearing Shayne talking about his motivation, his family, it's like, well, that's not BS. Like,
Yeah.
I guess it's certain types of motivation, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you have to listen to Till I Collapse on repeat to get the motivation.
Morning.
Good morning.
I like the flag.
Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys listen to that first 30 seconds of Kickstart My Heart.
Yeah. Well, our Army doctrine, like leadership, the definition is providing purpose, direction, and motivation. That's what leadership is,
Yeah.
according to the Army doctrine. So that's like innate in me, right?
Yeah.
As a leader, like I need to provide those three things.
Yep.
So I guess it's all the what the motivation is. Like,
Yeah.
your family, if your motivation is your family, is like that, you'll probably stick to that as much as anything.
It's like, hey dude, go hit that 315 on bench or your family's gonna think you're weak, right? There's me providing motivation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not be real.
Yeah.
Morning.
Yeah, so motivation needs to be there. But I guess kind of the point that we had in many videos again about the motivation being BS is more, you can't rely on that motivation
Yeah. Can't be your sole
consistently.
source. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be a starter. It has to be the glow plug. It has to be the quick start, the jump start, whatever it
I guess
takes.
it'd be more of a why. Like, why do you do all this stuff, Shayne?
That's your
Yeah.
purpose, right?
Yeah,
And then the direction is the way you want to go with it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Pretty simple when you break it down.
yeah. We're gonna wrap this up, but we're also gonna circle back and pick up Nate because we are a team. But want to thank everybody for coming out. Want to thank Shayne. Want to thank Nate.
Thank you
I hope we
guys.
challenged him. I think we did. We're gonna go get him up. He will finish. There's no doubt. But thanks for joining us, guys. See you next time.
See you
Thanks,
after
Shayne.
today.
Yeah. Thank you guys.